Just like the mighty Mississippi, the USL Championship season rolls on, and tonight, a very special match. Memphis 901 FC taking on Rio Grande Valley. Playoff implications, it's coming up next. From AutoZone Park, a beautiful night for soccer. One team already punching their playoff ticket, another just wanting to get an invitation. I'm Tim Van Horn, and joining me tonight is Enda Crayon, and we're going to have all the action for you here at AutoZone Park. Enda, tonight, Memphis 901 FC looking to catch Louisville, maybe get a top seed. Rio Grande Valley has been hot, but they've had to be because they're playing for everything.
Yeah, Memphis back in town after that loss in Miami, so we're expecting a reaction tonight, and then Rio Grande Valley chasing the pack. We're on a great winning streak until the Louisville game as well. So I expect a big reaction from them tonight. I think two teams going at it. I think two teams with great players, attacking players, and we should be in for a great game of football tonight. And
there's nothing more dangerous than a team with everything to lose, and everything through RGV goes through this man right here, Emilio Icaza, the midfielding linchpin for them.
Yeah, Emilio Icaza is a crafty little player, great in the box. You know, really likes to get forward and get 1-2s, work off the wingers, and we can see him here getting beyond the final third as well, unbalancing runs as well. So it'll be really dangerous for Ben Pierman's squad tonight. He can also ping it from distance, so a really dangerous player for Memphis 901 to pick off tonight. So if they have any chance of winning this game.
And for Memphis 901 FC, one player who has been critical in both boxes has been one of the center backs, Graham Smith.
Yeah, Graham Smith, player of the week there against with his Louisville Heroics. Yeah, superb in both boxes. A real presence for Memphis 901 at 6'3". Superb passer of the ball, and really good presence for Memphis in both boxes, you said, Tim. So really looking for him to lead us tonight if we're going to get a victory.
And for both clubs tonight, Memphis 901 FC trying to catch Louisville to be the #1 seed. RGV just wants to catch the pack and get in the playoffs. Massive match, and it's coming up next with the lineups and the coaches here from AutoZone Park.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
On kickoff, Memphis 901 FC hosting Rio Grande Valley, and Rio Grande Valley, the Toros, looking to get into the top 7 in the Western Conference. Memphis second in the East. They would love to win it. They have a match in hand on Louisville, but it's going to be tough. Let's take a look at the lineups for the visitors, Rio Grande Valley Toros. When you saw the starting 11, you were a little surprised.
Yeah, they've left a lot of guys on the bench with goals. Jonas Fellberg, the Norwegian, 6 goals, 1 assist this season. Ricky Ruiz, Pinzon, a lot of goals left on the sideline, so that could impact the game later as we go on tonight.
But for sure, the back line solid. Tyler Derrick, the goalkeeper, good as well. And you can expect Wilmer Cabrera to have them firing all cylinders for 90 minutes. Let's take a look at Memphis 901 FC's lineup. Trey Muse, of course, at the back. Starting with 3, or is this really a 5?
Yeah, I don't expect it to start as it's shown on the screen, but I mean, it's great to have Kissidu back and Goodrum, and obviously everything was going to go through Malloy and Leston Paul tonight as well. So should be an exciting night, and two great teams going at it here.
And a couple of youngsters, Knight Pickering and, of course, Max Talley on the bench as well, with John Berner, the backup keeper. The line is brought to you by AutoZone. Let's take a look at the coaches. There is the Memphis Miracle Man, Ben Pierman. Of course, the coach is brought to you by XMC Technologies. And Ben, still an outside chance of catching Louisville. It's really in Louisville's hands. Louisville has to slip and Memphis has to win out, but still in the mix. And there is Wilmer Cabrera, and he brings some MLS experience to the table. And he's back at Rio Grande Valley, and he has them playing really well when it matters most. So we'll see how things stack up, because we are just about set for kickoff here at AutoZone Park. And there you see Memphis' player to watch. That was Graham Smith, and the guys in tonight, Memphis 901 FC in the blues, Rio Grande Valley in the whites. And this is going to be a massive match, Inda, because Rio Grande Valley, it's really the Wild West, because you have all the way down to like 10-11 that has a chance to sneak into the playoffs. So they have to win to be able to leapfrog and keep the others off their back. We're underway now at AutoZone Park, and Rio Grande Valley will go left to right. Coming down the left side, Ollie Wright drops that off. Ball inside, headed away by Logue. Still in the box, though, and then Malloy with a strong left foot clearing that out. And as you take a look at this match, with Rio Grande Valley really having to get points tonight, do you expect them to try a fast start against Memphis tonight, or do you think they'll sit back and try to absorb a little pressure?
No, you can see there early they're looking to play the channels into Ollie Wright, and looks like they're pushing a lot forward and with a back three when they attack. So I expect them to throw everything at Memphis tonight. They obviously have to win the match, so we should be open for a pretty open, expansive game of football tonight here at AutoZone Park.
There's Philip Goodrum back in after suspension. He's bumped down from behind. Very dangerous spot just outside the 18. Another free kick from Memphis, and I have a gut feeling I know who's going to step up over this one, the good Irish lad.
Yeah. Malloy there, yeah, he's deadly on these dead balls, and it's brilliant from Goodrum as well. Just anything into his feet, into his chest. He's strong. He's brilliant for what he does for this team, and yeah, we've no doubt here Malloy's going to have a go here.
And you've watched Goodrum for years, and this guy's a worker, isn't he?
Yeah, he's such a great guy to have in the 9 for Ben Pierman's squad. Just goals, work rate, you see there, he's always available for an option. So what a great front guy we have here in Memphis.
So you got Malloy, and then you got Luis Fernando, who's been known to strike a hard ball from just outside 18. This is just outside the 18-yard box, and it's going to be Malloy with an in-swinger into the corner, off the post. Here's a rebound, shot, and a goal!
What a great goal.
Jeremy Kelly. And there you have the value of Philip Goodrum. Even when he doesn't score the goals, he sets them up, he draws the foul. Aaron Malloy, and it'll be interesting to see this, and if it hits the elbow in the upper 90, it hits off the bar very hard, comes out about 15, 16 yards out. Jeremy Kelly, no doubt. Here's another look at that, Enda. What do you see here?
Great strike from Aaron Malloy. And here we have the follow-up. What a great finish. Just a great finish. Really kept it low, kept his body over it. But the first strike from Malloy is just, this is class.
Does Laurent Kissidu get an assist here? Look, he ducks and it hits off of his head.
I don't know about that, but
I think you got to give him an assist on that, right? For a Chick-fil-A goal.
Listen, typical attacking player. He's going to be looking for that for sure. He's going to be calling the guys. But what a great start for Memphis 901.
Yeah, Memphis 901 FC, and right out of the box, just like that, up 1-0 against Rio Grande Valley. But there's another look at that, and just the strike from Jeremy Kelly. He struck through the ball. And Memphis 901 FC, before a lot of people can even sit down with their barbecue nachos, now you've got the home team up 1-0. Aaron Malloy took a knock there, draws another foul, but a beautiful third-minute goal for Jeremy Kelly gets him back in the books, and Memphis out on the front foot, and that's the way Ben Pierman likes to play at home.
Yeah, you couldn't ask for a better start, really, could you?
Beautiful footwork by Fernando. Kissidu lays it off for Malloy, and they'll switch over to Patrick Segrist. Jeremy Kelly, the goal scorer. That's good defensive work. He's going to be called for the push in the back, and Rio Grande Valley will get a chance to take just at least a little bit of a breather here. Kelly right on top, slowing the restart down. He'll back off now. But Memphis 901 FC, they're 5 points behind Louisville City. It's second. They do have a match in hand. They've got some ground to make up if they want to win the East. That match down in Miami was a heartbreaker. That had 0-0 written all over it, and then in added time, Memphis conceded the late goal.
Yeah, and I think it's tough to go places with players that they were missing. But you know, credit to the guys that went down there. They played really well as well, and they were very unlucky not to get a draw at the end. But like we said, we're expecting a reaction here tonight, and what a wonderful start for Ben Pierman's team.
Third-minute goal, if you're just flipping over, Jeremy Kelly gets it from Memphis 901 FC off of a free kick initiated by Aaron Malloy. Duh, who else for Memphis? He's been spectacular. We'll see who they give the assist to on that. But Rio Grande Valley now having to play catch-up here in the very early stages. Let's take a look at the injury report. It's brought to you by Campbell Clinic. Good news for Memphis. They have some players back from suspension, but still a trio of good players that are going to be lacking tonight. Hanwala Buana, Devin Boyce, and David Egbo. And RGV is at full steam ahead tonight. No injuries. And this, of course, brought to you by Campbell Clinic. 6th minute in. Rio Grande Valley throw in their attacking third. Here's a look at Luka Milesevic. And that throw is going to be overcooked and out for a Memphis goal kick. Now, we mentioned Rio Grande Valley's on the outside looking in, but you know, despite the 1-0 loss at Louisville City, they gave as much as they took. But they had 4 on the bounce, and then you had a close loss at Phoenix Rising. So 5 out of their last 7. They've been making the right moves at the right time, climbing up the table, but still work to do for them if they want to get a sniff of the playoffs. And they had a deep run last year, and they'd love to do it again.
Yeah, and they can. I mean, obviously tonight's going to be critical for them if they're going to have a chance. But you know, we talked about the changes that they have made as well in the attacking third tonight. So we expect them to give everything they've got tonight to stay in the race if they're going to make the playoffs. So we're in for a good one, I think, here tonight, Tim.
Here's Malloy turning on a dime. He'll dish off to Buckmaster, just looking to dump downfield. He does find Luis Fernando, but he gives that right back at midfield for the Toros. Trying to find something in the left channel. That's sniffed out very well by Graham Smith.
It's well done from Smith, isn't it?
Memphis 901 FC with that goal, by the way. You know, we talked about fast starts. It's the 34th first half goal by Memphis 901 FC. That's tops in USL Championship. And, you know, that's like going straight from the training ground and just right out to the pitch.
Yeah, and just having Malloy on them, like, you know, he's dangerous. So, you know, there's the chances of a rebound are always there. So I think it's so key to have a guy that can hit a dead ball like that, and he's just lethal. He's lethal.
We're having a little tug of war here. It's Isidro Martinez and Patrick Segrist.
Get to know each other.
I'm glad I can't read lips. Memphis, now here comes Leston Paul with a rare run down the left channel. Usually he's dishing. No foul called. Referee said play on, but Memphis by Rio Grande Valley having to bring it all the way back out to Niall Logue. Then gets it into Segrist. Here's Goodrum. A one-touch chip over the keeper. And that one's going to flash just wide of the goal and out for a goal kick. Clever move by Goodrum on the outside of the boot, and that's what Goodrum brings you. He's very good in making those side runs, those laterals, and those diagonals. Here's another look from Segrist. This comes from about 35 out, and I think if he hits that flush on the top of his boot, he may have been able to chip Derrick, but not to be from Memphis here. No chance to go up 2-0 here.
Philip Goodrum just brilliant in the channels. Brilliant in the channel running for Memphis.
Leston Paul dispossessing the Toros. Here comes Segrist. He's going to make a penetrating run, leaving it for Jeremy Kelly. He'll cut inside from Malloy. Malloy looking to, he's looking to make the switch. He does, just over the boot of Ollie Wright. And that's going to be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw-in. You mentioned there's a little bit of firepower out there right now for the Toros. But I mean, let's talk a little bit about the depth on the bench that they have really on standby in tonight's 18.
Yeah, I mean, like I said in the early show there, Jonas Felberg, the Norwegian, 6 goals on the bench. Pinzon, I think, has 7 goals, and Ricky Ruiz 3. So you've got upwards of 15 goals this season on the bench. So we expect to see them tonight, Tim, for sure.
Would it be fair to say the Memphis lead is good for them, but in this case, given the depth of talent just waiting to come in, probably very necessary?
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be a matter of when they decide to make that change. And if Memphis can tack on another goal or 2 in the first half, then we might see them earlier than expected.
Looking for Milesevic, but that's taken away. Segrist now cuts it inside for Kisiadu. Now Jeremy Kelly will slow down. He'll wait for some help and then turn back to Patrick Segrist.
They look rocked right now, Rio Grande Valley.
Leston Paul plays that short. He plays it into a little bit of trouble, but Malloy, a good first touch. Lets him get it off to Graham Smith, over to Luis Fernando. There's a nice one touch, and Rio Grande Valley able to get that back. Nice job by Robert Coronado. That's going to be out for a Toro's throw. Some Wednesday night action in the USL Championship, and we are thrilled to be here. And Rio Grande Valley, again, sitting in 8th place, but really a strong finish, and they could, this could see them top 6 and perhaps even a top 5 finish. Here's a takeaway. Jeremy Kelly into the box for Goodrum. He's flagged up for offside and halts his run. Just maybe a smidgen offside there, but again, you see what he's looking to do.
Such a willing runner in the final third.
Saw him in training yesterday, and even throughout the season, he plays like he practices. He practices hard. Here's another look at that, and you can see, the closest defender, at least onside-wise, was going to be Daniel Luis, and he was a good 2 steps behind him, so good call by the officials. Here's a ball down the right side for Rio Grande Valley. Segrist cleanly stripping Ron Torres. He'll get it back. Thought about hoofing it downfield. Instead, he does find Leston Paul. Leston goes down and draws the foul.
Well done from Leston Paul, because he was being pressed by Emilio Icaza, which is a kind of a trait of his game.
Leston, I think, sets the Memphis 901 FC record for most bags of ice and Epsom salt used after a match. That guy takes a pounding. He still hasn't scored a goal, and he's one of the original 901 FC players. I think, I think that could be one of the signs of end times if he were to score a goal.
He's a great engine man for Ben Pierman's squad.
Yeah, he is Memphis. He's Mr. Memphis 901 FC. He does all the hard work, the dirty work. Doesn't oftentimes show up in the box score, but he means everything to Memphis. There's a run sniffed out by Segrist. A long ball over the top. Can Fernando keep it in? He can't. A little too narrow. That's going to be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw-in.
There you see Patrick Seacrest just stepping, winning balls. They really up for it tonight from the start here in Memphis. They're not even letting RGV get the ball down.
Ball headed away. It looks like maybe Graham Smith got a piece of that, and Segrist will play it back to Trey Muse. Line drive to Leston Paul. Nice job just chesting that down to feet and buying a little bit of space. Kisiadu able to maintain possession, but then only gets as far. Well, actually, does he keep it or playing the whistle? We do have a whistle here. I didn't see the call initially by referee Gabriel Justi. But a foul called on Kisiadu. It is foul on Memphis. 14th minute here. Jeremy Kelly with a 3rd-minute goal for Memphis, taking the rebound off of a free kick. I think we're generously giving Kisiadu an assist off of the I didn't know it was coming, I was ducking out of the way, but it came off of my head, so it still counts type of an assist.
You better believe he'll be looking for it.
Oh, his agent would want him to have that. Here's Trey Muse playing this one, route 1, just out of danger. Tall, rangy goalkeeper. Here's Emilio Icaza. He's going to have to be fully engaged tonight, trailing already by a goal. That does stay in bounds. Segrist picking off the pass from to Darsa.
They've started like a team, RGV, that have made a lot of changes. You know, it's not fluid. It seems at the start. You can tell they've made a lot of changes for this match so far.
And could be plenty to come tonight too with their depth. Here's Jeremy Kelly, cuts inside. Oh, there's a sliding challenge. That's missed though. Kisiedu maintains possession. Reese Buckmaster making a marauding run down the right side, gets it back to Kisiedu. Off to Goodrum, looking for, I think he was looking for Luis Fernando, but couldn't find him. Now there's a through ball, smartly picked out by Trey Muse. And that'll be out for a throw, but that'll be just fine for head coach Ben Pearman to get that out of trouble. That's a great read from the young keeper. We're seeing him become more aggressive as the season goes on. And of course, he's on loan from Loudoun United, DC United, and hopefully a bright future ahead for him and his opposing number tonight. Tyler Derrick, no slouch either. He's been tremendous in goal for RGV, and it has needed to be.
Yeah, both of them have had tremendous seasons, and just integral parts of their team's success as well, for sure.
The ball over the top. Trey Muse sniffing that out well. Niall Logue, I think, was goal side either way. I think he had a good read on that.
Under control, really.
And if you watch teams that come into AutoZone Park, you will see them from time to time go through spells. There's a good sliding challenge by Goodrum. He's making it very difficult to get out of the defensive third. There's a throw in. It looks like that'll be for the Toros. But teams will come in against Memphis and they'll try to challenge over the top of Logue and of Smith, but they've done a really good job of being able to neutralize that. I think teams come in thinking, well, you know, we've only got to be right one time or twice to really to put pressure on Memphis, but that margin of error has been very slim because you have good defending in the center backs, and Trey Muse has been a good helper in coming off of his line at the right time. So, but don't be surprised if they try to do that again. But I mean, that's all part of the strategy, right? You can't give the same look for 90 straight minutes, right?
No, and I mean, right now it's comfortable. I mean, over the top, and Logan and Smith have a bit of pace about them as well, and Muse is like sweeper keeper.
Here's Segrist looking for the back post. Fernando sweeping in, but can't get there in time. Buckmaster, that ball bounces over his head. Rio Grande Valley, will they look to counter here? It looks like they're going to wait for some numbers, hold up. And Memphis does a good job. This is a Ben Pearman trademark of pressing in their attacking third to slow down the counterattack. And now you see an unforced error as Memphis 901 FC. You have Muse, as you say, playing sweeper keeper and able to clean up the mess. And Memphis will come right back the other way.
Yeah, he plays that role really well, Trey Muse.
And I know you're a college coach. You love this. Do you love the sweeper keeper? I mean, that's a necessity now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's, you know, you can't be staying on your line. You have to.
Here's Jeremy Kelly to Kisiedu. That is ably cleared out, but only as far as Leston Paul. Memphis with about 64% of the possession here in the opening 17 minutes of the match. There's a foul from behind. Referee allows play to go on, though, and that'll fall to Akwe. He'll dish it over to Milesevic, and that'll be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw-in. So Memphis, I think, has done all the right things. I think it would be fair to say the response has been good following the loss. Yeah,
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start in any game. When 3 minutes in to be 1-0 up, I think Ben Pearman will be absolutely chuffed for the lads, and you just have to build on this now and not let RGV settle into the game. But after a loss on the road, this is a great start for 901 tonight.
Chuffed is a good thing, right?
That's brilliant. Yeah,
okay.
You can't beat it.
And I don't think we'll be seeing a hydration break tonight. The weather's just absolutely lovely. It's perfect fall weather.
Beautiful Irish weather.
Yeah. The only thing missing is a pint up here from Celtic Crossing tonight. Derrick will take this. He'll switch over to the near side. Now they'll try to play long again over the top of Segrist. This time a nice ball headed down. Graham Smith is going to have to hurry. He does. Well, he's able to sweep it aside. And that will be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw. But he had trouble breathing down his back there. Looked like that was Gaviria. In swinging ball, that went all the way across, but Ollie Wright is there. Buckmaster closes in. Centering pass headed away by Patrick Segrist, but only as far as Milesevic. He won't pull the trigger there, but he will drop it down to Martinez. Martinez into the box inside, and that'll be a foul against Cedro Martinez. And Memphis catches a break there. Now Leston Paul is reading the riot act to Trey Muse inside the box. I don't know if that was a communication problem or come get the ball issue, but Leston Paul is hot under the collar with Trey Muse right now.
He's upset about something, and he let his anger be known for sure.
A nice ball over the top to Philip Goodrum. Can he get to it in time? No, it looks like Daniel Luis is the winner, but then stripped by Goodrum, and now the foul will be called against Philip Goodrum. Better be careful here. You know, he just came back from suspension, and he does have his share of yellow cards. He's known to be a physical forward, but that's number 2 Daniel Luis that is down for Rio Grande Valley.
We see their coach protesting with the linesman for probably for a yellow, no doubt. You know, that would help them if he was on a yellow from early days, but
doesn't look like the card's going to come out.
No,
they're not going to take a popular vote on this.
No,
but it does allow really a chance for both coaches to have a quick chat, perhaps change some tactics that you normally would have to shout across the pitch. You see Ben Pierman and Devin Rensing coming up to the touchline. Here's another look at this, and it looks like, well, was there a foul on Goodrum there? It looks like, did he trip over his own foot or on the turf?
Looks like he twisted his ankle or his knee or something.
Yeah, it didn't look good. But I would be, because I'm not sure if there was contact a few yards back, but it didn't look like Goodrum made hard contact. Nonetheless, though, you feel for the guy. And hopefully he'll be able to continue. He's been critical for them this year.
Yeah, he's actually done a pretty good job of tracking Goodrum in the channels as well tonight already. So he'll be a huge loss for RGV. Could be his hamstring as well that's gone, but he's definitely uncomfortable with something.
1-0 at AutoZone Park. Jeremy Kelly in the 3rd minute, striking for Memphis. It's his 8th goal of the season to go with 9 assists. And Philip Goodrum checking on Louise. Again, if we were to take another look at it, I'm not sure it was by contact of Goodrum. I'm not sure that there was a foul to be had because he took a stride or two before he went down, and the way he went down. Let's take another look. Let's see here. Now, from behind, this may look worse, but let's take a look and see what happens here. Did he... See, I'm not so sure he caught him and took him down. Look at that step right there, the one with his left. I'm not so sure that was a foul on Goodrum.
Looks like he just stepped wrong and someone's went to him.
So now the question is, will he be able to have that leg stabilize and continue, or will they have to go to the bench here in the 23rd minute?
Yeah, it's not looking good for the lad, is it?
And big thanks to our production team for pulling up that specific replay, because that actually was a pretty good angle that showed that there wasn't much to that with Philip Goodrum. We'll have to let him go upstairs to Petty Cash, get a little out, get something nice for themselves after the match. But yeah, you hope that he can get that stabilized. He's going to be out for the night, though, and that's going to give way. So Daniel Luis is out, and that is going to give way to another defender. It's going to be a like for like. It's going to be Juan Cabezas, a 6-footer from Colombia.
I'm sure that wasn't planned for them tonight. That's
No, you hate to see that because they have a big match coming up at the weekend as well. So we're back underway at AutoZone Park. First substitution of the night. And it looks like we've got a foul outside the box here against Rio Grande Valley. Memphis will get the ball.
Yeah, number 16 is really putting himself about in these early minutes as well for them. It's great defending again, though, by Graham Smith, isn't it?
Yeah, he's been terrific. He's picked up some, he's gotten 2 red cards, and there's never really a good time. There's been, he's picked up a couple of reds, but I say that because when he's out, he's really missed because his work is so critical on the defensive side, and he scored some very big goals. But I think, you take the bad with the good. If you have a physical center back in this league, you win and you rise in the table by your defense. If you don't concede, you continue to lead. Here's Seacrest. He's at the top of the box. He'll leave that for Fernando, who switches over to the near side. There was Goodrum trying to punch a one-timer over to Fernando on the wing. Now Rio Grande Valley will break with Ikaza. We're still curious to see what this gentleman can do tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't really got on it in the pockets of where he would like to get on it. He's getting on it pretty deep most of the time.
Possession 60-40 in favor of Memphis 901 FC. Scaveria, he's dispossessed by Malloy. Logue makes a bit of a run looking for Kisidu, but he gives it away in the middle of the pitch. Here comes Akwe streaking down. He's about 15 yards from goal. Left footer in, headed away by Buckmaster, but only as far as the Toros. There's Ikaza again, right place, right time. They'll have a bit of a spell of possession. Down the left side to Ollie Wright. He's being marked by Malloy, and a fortunate touch for Malloy. He plays that off of Wright for a Memphis throw. There's a look at Ollie Wright, and he's got some speed, and like he's going to be a challenge over the sum of the 90 for Reese Buckmaster. Malloy getting the better of that particular battle.
Great defending from Malloy. Come back and do the work there.
There's a potential foul on Logue now. That will come back. A bit of a high kick on Isidro Martinez. It's going to be about 35 yards from goal. This is the first decent opportunity from a set play. Here's another look at that. There's the header, and then the big bounce is what the problem is. Here comes Logue, and boot to boot, and of course, there's like zero padding in boots anymore.
Yeah, and listen, he's smart as well, any touch that they've kind of been under a lot of pressure, so this will kind of relieve a little bit of them and get a little free kick for themselves to maybe create something in the final third. So I don't know how much contact there actually was, but there was enough for him to drop.
So about 35 yards out from goal, Memphis 901 FC will set an offside line about 17 yards off of Trey Muse's line. This ball, as Trey Muse is looking at it, is just to the right of center of goal. Maybe a bit far to have a go at it. Let's see if they curl this one in. Looks like this is going to be Ikaza. Now we've got Goodrum falling down. Unfortunately, this is not an NBA game. There's no charging foul. So I think they'll just say, all right, fellas.
And they're both going at it.
Hanging out with Frank Nadarsa there. Here comes the in-swinger from Martinez. That is headed away. It looked like Graham Smith got a piece of it. So Ikaza is going to dump that all the way back to Juan Torres. And now they'll reset that and switch it far side. So Coronado now all the way back to Juan Torres. Looks to the outside, but then cuts inside. He wants some help. He's telling Akwe, come on, man, come on. Now Akwe will send that into the box. Buckmaster goes for the header, can't get it. It goes all the way to Ollie Wright down in the corner. This will be an interesting battle. There's a centering pass on the ground to the top of the box. Jeremy Kelly gets just enough of a boot to block the shot, and then Malloy gets tripped at the top of the 18, and this could be our first booking of the night. Enda?
Yeah, I mean, it's just late, really late tackle on Aaron Malloy. He's away, and he's lucky not to really get hurt there. It's a dangerous tackle. It's good play, though. From Ollie Wright. It was they got him behind. I mean, you can see their tactics tonight, and here we have a look at the foul.
And you saw Malloy look up. He saw Milesevic coming, and he didn't slow down. He stayed on the ground. He could have maybe jumped over the challenge, but he absorbed it, and he's bought Memphis some time, some space, and also a yellow card from Milesevic's trouble here in the 29th minute.
The game is just starting to settle now, I think.
So Muse will play this long. He looks like he's looking for Philip Goodrum. It only goes as far, though, as Juan Cabezas, the early substitution coming in for the injured Daniel Luis. Here comes Rio Grande Valley coming in, a header, or at least an attempt, cleared by Jeremy Kelly. It just cleared over two Toros in the middle of the box. So Akwe looking again for an in-swinger. That's headed down by Buckmaster, back out to the center circle. Memphis holding their line well. It's at times, and you called this before the match, and sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's a line of 5.
Yeah, I mean, you can see them now with their formation pushing high and really trying to stretch Memphis. Akwe's getting forward, and a lot of the ball is in look to Ollie Wright as well. So here you see their back 3. Now they're starting to settle into the game a little bit.
Now an attempt over the top. Nicely cleared by Graham Smith. He had to get that just right. Rio Grande Valley still maintaining possession, though. There's a layoff by Torres. He goes left side, cuts back inside. Here's a shot toward Muse, deflected by Graham Smith. Another shot, that's cleared off by Niall Logue from just inside the 6-yard box. Akwe goes back outside to the left. Another in-swinger headed toward Muse, but does not get taken on the first touch. Goes near side and then cleared out again by Niall Logue. This is a good spell of pressure. Juan Torres with the ball back in, but Niall Logue, again, good positioning on his man. And now Ikaza has no other choice but to bring it all the way back to midfield, and they'll work it around the far side. Memphis
under a wee bit of pressure here, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. But the numbers right now favoring 901 FC at halftime. Louisville City trails Detroit 1-0. If these numbers hold up, then you flip the script back toward Memphis 901 FC on who controls the destiny for the top of the East.
Be an interesting night here yet, Tim, all around the league.
Here's Ollie Wright. First touch lets him down, but the second one saves it in.
Offside.
And it looks like, yeah, the flag goes up as they caught him coming back. Now Ben Pearman got the early lead. I think he senses that Rio Grande Valley building a little bit of momentum, and Memphis needs to hang on to the ball and perhaps pin down Rio Grande Valley for a bit. Not happy with just the 1-0 lead. Here's Jeremy Kelly.
Memphis needs to sustain a little bit of possession here just to kind of get the rhythm back from.
As a coach, how do you convey that to the guys to just slow down, because you got the adrenaline going?
Yeah, I mean, listen, there's always going to be periods of the game when the other team's going to put you under pressure. It's just being confident and being composed, and Memphis held up really well there with the attacks.
Here's Kissiadu. He'll go right side to Buckmaster. Centering ball, looking for Goodrum. That is cleared out by a pair of Toros, and Buckmaster will feed it back to Malloy. Kissiadu with a spin to the left, chips the ball over looking for Goodrum, but Akwe, it's a big lad right there. He was able to clear that off of the line, and then the takedown. That might be that might just be a bit cynical by Graham Smith, and he's going to go in the book. That'll be the first yellow card tonight for Memphis 901 FC here in the 33rd minute.
He's quite tough. Number 16, Gaviria, when he gets on the ball and he turns you. He's a big, strong lad. You can see here, he's been looking to do this all night. He's get the ball to feet 1v1.
Yeah, I mean, once the leg goes up, and in that position, you wonder if he had to do that. It looked like Gaviria was about ready to make the turn, but regardless, Smith in the books. And back to live action here, ball out of bounds. Just getting over the line, so that'll be a throw in for Memphis 901 FC. But over the last few moments, that momentum shift has been verified numerically too. It's 50-50 on possession. Of course, Memphis coming out hot, red hot, 65-35. But now Rio Grande Valley getting the lion's share of it all. Here's Juan Cabezas. getting some significant minutes tonight with the early substitution.
There they go again into 16.
I think they're going to call a nudge this time. Graham Smith went down, and now
he's having quite the battle with number 16, Caviera, tonight already.
And now, is this the talk where, okay, you fouled here, you got one more, and then you go in the book? Is that what what you're seeing there?
Yeah, persistent fouling. I mean, he's also just given a card to Graham Smith. They're having a battle. He's probably just telling them, hey, you know, I'm watching you both here. So I would watch this one closely tonight. It's going to be an interesting battle.
Philip Goodrum going through triple coverage. No foul called there. He'll get back on his feet. Briefly expressing his feelings and then giving chase. Quick move, trying to bypass the midfield, but Memphis 901 FC with Segrist and Logue playing some 1-2, able to get their way out of trouble. And now Leston Paul getting a nudge in the back, and now there's a slow roller that Graham Smith is able to at least clear out of danger. Looked like that maybe got the arm of Goodrum. And that'll be a restart for Rio Grande Valley, which they'll take very quickly here. So about 10 minutes, and probably, you know, given the injury to David Luiz, probably at least 3 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time, I think, will be added here at the end of the first half. Long ball over the top. I think Trey Muse will just shepherd that out for a goal kick, and then he will launch that soccer ball, which, by the way, is made by Select. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, it's the league's choice, the player's choice. You know, they make the ball in the Bundesliga too. That's
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Memphis with a restart here. They'll have a dead ball situation where Aaron Malloy can put his skills to use. And this looks like this is about 30 yards away from goal. This will be to the left of Tyler Derrick's net. And he is very adamant. Somebody get in front of the ball. I think from that distance, you're going to have maybe a two-man wall is what it looks like. And there's a look there. That's a view we did not hope to see tonight. It looks like Daniel Luiz is going to be carted off and go seek some local medical attention. And you hate to see that talented player and right here in the stretch run of the season, not only putting a dent in the bench for them, but you would hope whatever attention he gets that he can be back and ready to play at the weekend.
Yeah, always tough to see a player go off on a stretcher.
All right, here's Luis Fernando, and you've also got Aaron Malloy that will be over the ball. Let's see what happens. There's an in-swinging ball, and Logue puts it toward the goal, but a strong clearance by Akwe.
It's a great free kick, isn't it?
Goodrum taking it down the end line, but good team defending by RGV. And a nudge in the back. And Goodrum's got to be careful. He's had a few fouls. At some point, those will start to add up as well. Enda, you talked about free kicks and Aaron Malloy, and there's a handful of guys across the USL Championship that are very good at this. That happens. I know that happens at practice, but the difference between good and great, doesn't that oftentimes happen after training ground hours?
Yeah, I mean, you don't get to be that good on the dead balls without hours on the training ground. Malloy just puts such whip on it, such pace on it, and he also puts it in really good areas for people to attack. So it's hours of practice, and the boy can hit free kicks for sure.
Saw a look at Wilmer Cabrera. Now we've got a player down. That's going to be Akwe. Cabrera has a grievance, and the referee will talk. There's another guy that definitely has more than a couple flashes of brilliance. Of course, that's is he going to go talk to Philip Goodrum? Let's see what happens here. He's going to have a chat with Goodrum while the trainer is tending to Akwe. is the second player down for Rio Grande Valley this half. Here's another look. Let's see what happened here at the edge of the screen. Okay, all I saw was Goodrum get kicked in the chest.
Yeah.
Did I miss something there?
Oh, unless he stepped wrong again. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. He seems to be okay though.
Yeah, I think that's the second time he's been blamed for a foul he didn't commit.
Yeah, he's an all-action striker.
But let's be fair too. He commits his share of fouls that also he gets away with as well. He's a physical player, and
every good centre forward does.
So I think this is going to obviously add to our Miller Lite stoppage time here in the first half. And we are back underway at AutoZone Park. 3rd-minute goal by Jeremy Kelly, the difference right now. It was Kelly's 8th goal of the season. We'll keep an eye on that, and then at the half, Detroit leads Louisville City, and that's a critical battle at the top of the USL Eastern Conference. But for Rio Grande Valley, the formula is simple: just win, baby, as Al Davis used to say with the Oakland, Los Angeles, Oakland again, Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah, I like that motto.
Yeah. Makes things less complicated.
Absolutely.
There's Jeremy Kelly. He'll lay it off, and then they'll skip it up to Kisiedu. Stays in bounds. Stayed on the line. Didn't completely cross. Now Logue looks for Leston Paul and drops it back to Muse. Muse having to move quickly now. And now this is Buckmaster comes with it. He's got 3 guys. He'll go to the right side to Luis Fernando. He's brilliant on the right side. He does get it back to Buckmaster, and they're able to maintain possession somehow. Kisiedu, very smart play, lays that off. Here's Segrist, a deflected ball, and that is going to trickle harmlessly to Tyler Derrick. That's a goalkeeper's dream, and then he's going to try to launch this one. I think he played that on the outside of his boot, and he'll catch a break as that's off Segrist for a Rio Grande Valley throw. "42nd minute. Patrick Segrist loses that off of the touch from Juan Torres, who goes to Milesevic. Terrific tackle, and then the challenge by Leston Paul, but he was trying to play the ball. I think you saw Torres come crashing in, and now he's down. I don't think there was anything on that by Leston Paul by any stretch of the imagination. I don't even know if he knew Torres was coming. And I think Rio Grande Valley might just be happy to get into the dressing room at this point without everybody limping. It has been a very rough first half physically for Rio Grande Valley. Yet here we are, it's just 1-0. They're by no stretch of the imagination out of this match. You know, despite the possession by Memphis and despite numerous visits out by the athletic trainer, they're right in this match here in Memphis tonight, to their credit. There's Ikaza. There he will lay that off for a drop into midfield. Good to see Akwe back. Good cut inside by Milesevic, but he's dispossessed. Jeremy Kelly, Segrist, and Malloy. Those 3 work very well together. He's going to go diagonally to Luis Fernando. No foul called there. He plays, he stays on his feet, and then that is finally bumped away. Will that stay in bounds? It does. No pursuit by Memphis in time, though. Rio Grande Valley able to launch that away. Nadarsa. And a quick throw by Rio Grande Valley back into play here. 44th minute, but again, I anticipate 3, if not 4 minutes of added time, so plenty of time here. If they could snag a goal at the end of this half, Rio Grande Valley, I think, would be the happier of the 2 teams given the circumstances. There's a good layoff by Ollie Wright. Centering pass headed away by Niall Logue, a strong header. Can Fernando save it? And the assistant referee says, nope, not this time. That's going to be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw in. Kisiedu with a bit of pursuit.
Yeah, Memphis have to hold strong here now. The last couple of minutes you know, just like the start of the game, this is dangerous minutes here. You don't want them to score here if this is where they'll throw a lot at Memphis now.
Siegrist shielding the ball. They tried to go over the top to Milesevic. No dice there, but they do get a throw in out of it, and quickly he'll play that to Emilio Icaza down the line, headed away as Martinez sends that in. Top of the box, ball is trickled into the 18, but Memphis with just enough decent touches to clear that away. And now Philip Goodrum with a 1-on-2 and wisely holds up play. He's going to switch it to Fernando. Fernando has space, but he's going to have to corral it and go to the outside. Now 2-on-1, 3-on-1. And again, stout defending by Rio Grande Valley. Ball ping-ponging around. The Toros able to maintain. Here comes Icaza. He'll go to Ali Wright. Ali with a good layoff. Back to Icaza. Top of the box, he's got Martinez with a volley. And that one's going to sizzle wide right of the goal of Trey Muse. And he had a lot of space there.
Yeah, and that's we saw Emilio Icaza get beyond the back four. And he's so dangerous when he gets beyond the back four. And little clip ball. But, yeah, Memphis are really lucky there. And this is, like I said, the dangerous minutes of the end of the half here.
And we will have a minimum of 4 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time. Here's that ball in by Icaza, and then Martinez chests it down, and then volleys that straight across the goal. I think if he goes near post, he's got enough mustard on that to maybe beat Trey Muse, because he was close enough to have just a really hard go at that. And of course, we all dream, you and I both dream of being able to do that without needing a chiropractor the next day. That was a terrific play, just didn't get the desired result out of that. Yeah, you love to think that you can do that. By the way, folks, don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Sometimes it feels like this is UFC here.
It's been a lot of that stuff tonight.
Oh, yeah. All right, this is about 35 yards from goal. Malloy will send that in right to the keeper. Derek just keeping him honest, but that was right into the keeper's breadbasket. No problem there. Shots tonight, by the way, that was the 5th shot for Memphis. Only 1 on target, and that was the goal by Jeremy Kelly, but also 4 shots tonight for Rio Grande Valley. They haven't challenged Trey Muse yet, but I think they have made him have his heart skip a beat or two. A time or two. Second minute of at least 4 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time. We'll have a foul near midfield on the near side. It's maybe a good chance for Siegrist. Launch this in. Maybe Memphis is content here to play this short. Looks like Malloy will stand over this. And Rio Grande Valley playing a high line. They're about 25 yards off of Tyler Derrick's goal. They're not going to give Memphis a chance to crowd the keeper. Wilmer Cabrera giving the 4th official an earful. Memphis will play it short. I think there's built-in hazard pay for 4th officials in any league. There's a ball over the top looking for Fernando. Headed away, and Icaza is going to try to save this, and nicely done as he lays it off for Ali Wright. And then back to Akwe. Wright going for the 1-2 over the top, looking for Milesevic. It looks like he'll have some room to save that out of the corner. Centers it in, but nobody home in the middle of the goal, but far side, he does find help. Laid off, there's a shot that blazes right over the top of the goal. And was that Martinez again? And now you have Icaza coming in. And do we have a head injury? Icaza is not happy with the officials.
There was one earlier as well in the box. Maybe they're protesting about that.
Was that Robert Coronado that sent that beautiful ball into the box?
There's the big man holding it up again.
And I'm thinking, they're saying Aaron Malloy hacked him down? Why is he holding his, it didn't look like he was struck in the head. but he did fall over in a clump. And I tell you, this has been a very rough half for Rio Grande Valley. Is it a shoulder? Is he pointing to his shoulder here?
Yeah, it's hard to see right now, yeah, Tim. It's hard to see.
Okay, I think I originally said his head, but it looks like maybe he's holding his shoulder the way, because because on the replay it looked like when he fell, let's watch and see how he falls. So it looks like Malloy pulls out of the tackle, and it's that left shoulder right there.
Yeah, it's a shoulder, yeah. You're right.
Oh goodness, that's not good. Now perhaps that's something that he can play through. But in the replay, it's obvious, though, you saw Malloy lunge in a way to pull out of the challenge. So I think Martinez was trying to avoid that, and he comes down on his shoulder. Now, we've played already 4 minutes of the Miller Lite stoppage time. We'll see how much more this goes. They may just blow the whistle after the goal kick is taken. But it looks like he's up, he's gonna be okay, he should be able to continue the second half. That's good news, because he's had 2 gilt edge opportunities here in the last 3 minutes, and that's gotta be concerning for Ben Pierman heading into the dressing room.
Yeah, Ollie Wright comes in field, plays a ball in behind, and again, it's that big man, number 16, Gaviera, just working off him. So again, he's been key to them tonight, and just everything that goes to his feet seems to stick, and then they play off him. So Ben Pierman will want to fix that in the second half for sure.
And there's the goal kick. Play will continue on. We're into our 5th minute of Miller Lite stoppage time. Laurent Kissiedu. Far side to Reese Buckmaster. To Leston Paul. Oh, stripped well by Ollie Wright. And here comes Rio Grande Valley. Do they have one chance in them here? Here comes Ollie Wright down the left side of the box. He then cuts it inside. Here's a chance, and that's looks like that might have been deflected. Nope, that's going to be cleanly over for a goal kick. And I believe that was Martinez again.
Yeah, they're starting to come into the game. Hopefully we can get to halftime here. Memphis 901 not concede. There we have the halftime.
And the officials have seen everything they want to see in the first half. We've had a few players go down and to injury. One has left the match. But the separator right now is the 3rd-minute goal by Jeremy Kelly, his 8th of the year. And Memphis 901 FC started out quickly, but they've had to absorb some pressure, and they lead Rio Grande Valley, but only just so, 1-0. We'll be back with halftime coming up next.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex.
Termites. Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex.
Here to help.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
And it is halftime at AutoZone Park in Memphis, Tennessee. And Memphis 901 FC, thanks to a 2nd-minute goal by Jeremy Kelly, leads 1-0. It's a midweek crowd, but it is definitely it is a weekend type of tilt for sure in DeCrayon.
Yeah, it was a great start from Memphis 901, but obviously RGV grew into the game, and we see that with the shots as well. 8 shots to 5 in favour of RGV there, and they picked it up in the last 10 minutes at the end of the first half. So, but overall, I think Ben Pierman be pleased with 1-0 up at halftime.
I would think so, especially with the score. It's getting kind of interesting with Detroit and Louisville. We'll have halftime scores, a look around the league as well, and all those halftime stats that you could ever hope for. We'll be back with more with the USL Championship. It's Memphis 1, Rio Grande Valley 0.
I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm going to go.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Welcome to Tampa Bay. Here he comes. Cross, scored! Fernandez, and the Rowdies are on the board.
And it's into the back of the net. El Paso waited for their moment.
Far corner and it's in. What a goal! Are you watching Football Americas?
And the Ducks, they are sound asleep atop the Peabody tonight. However, Rio Grande Valley FC and Memphis 901 FC are wide awake. A very lively first half. Memphis 901 FC leads this one right now by a score of 1-0. Tim Van Horn with Indicrayon. And let's take a look around the league in the Eastern Conference in the playoff race. Who is in? Well, the teams that are all ready to go are Louisville, Memphis, Tampa Bay, Birmingham, Pittsburgh, Detroit, and Miami. Right now, Louisville sits 5 points above Memphis, but Memphis has a match in hand, and it's a contentious match in Detroit, so this could go still either way, but the big thing is first place gets a first-round bye and home field advantage, and then, of course, the date for the final confirmed. The USL Championship playoffs presented by Hisense begins October 21st and ends with the final on November the 13th. Let's take a look at that scoreboard, and we've been keeping a very close eye on what has been happening inside the USL Championship tonight, because this isn't the only big match. There is another doozy going on, and it's that first one right there, 65th minute, and it's a barn burner with Louisville City and Detroit City.
Yeah, that looks a cracking game tonight. Obviously, Detroit were 1-0 up. Every Memphis fan hoping that would stay the same, but Louisville, the class team they are, have got 2 on the board and pulled it back in their favor. So we'll be all watching closely as that one unfolds.
And then just underway west of the Mississippi River, you've got El Paso Locomotive 0-0 with Colorado Springs. Also just underway LA Galaxy 2 and New Mexico United. Let's take a look at the standings as they are, and these are critical in the East. Memphis, as the results, if they hold up as they are now, Memphis would be 5 points behind Louisville City with the match in hand. They would need Louisville City to slip up somewhere along the way, with Memphis still winning out. And then, of course, don't forget the Tampa Bay Rowdies with a game in hand on Louisville City as well, just behind Memphis. So Memphis has to continue to play well to maintain that number 2 seed. You see Birmingham Legion, Detroit City, Riverhounds, and Miami FC all having very good seasons. And we could still see anywhere from 4 to 7 jumble up by the time all is said and done. All right, and then let's take a look at the bracket. Right now for the Eastern Conference, Louisville City would get the bye, and then Memphis, the demon for Memphis this year has been Miami FC, and look who they would play in the first round.
Yeah, that would be a great game here at AutoZone Park. Obviously, Kyle Murphy coming back as well. So, yeah, I mean, listen, they'll hopefully get a big crowd for that, and you know, anything's possible in playoff football.
That's right, and then of course you've got an intriguing matchup, 3 and 6 with Tampa Bay and Pittsburgh, and then Birmingham Legion and Detroit City, who have been surprisingly good in their initial USL Championship campaign. And of course, then after that, teams are reseeded after the first round. But those are the USL playoffs brought to you by Hisense, the projected bracket as it stands. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. 1-0, of course, second-minute goal by Jeremy Kelly. And Memphis came out with a flyer, 65% possession, but then big changes in resulting in this 50-50 number. What happened?
Yeah, I think, you know, obviously RGV kind of grew into the game. Obviously, Memphis came out all guns blazing from the weekend's loss. So, you know, we expected that to happen, and fair play to RGV. They did get on the ball. They did make things happen, and, you know, anything good that happened was through 16 and our boy Emilio as well. So, listen, I think, again, it's shaping up to be a great second half.
Expected goals, well, Rio Grande Valley's had some great opportunities that went just wide tonight. So don't be surprised if they do at some point crack the goal, because they have had chances. Right now in Memphis, Tennessee, though, Memphis 901 FC holding serve. They lead at halftime, 1-0. We'll be back with the rest of the second half, and then the kickoff coming up after this. You're watching USL Championship on ESPN+.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex.
Here to help.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
I walked into Chick-fil-A completely outnumbered. My husband was away at military leadership training, and the kids were doing this. Miss Carol brought me water, something to eat, and then before I knew it, she was tying Margot's shoes up and carrying her out to the car.
It always makes me feel good if I help somebody.
I went in the next day because I just wanted to make sure she knew how much I appreciated her help.
I'm just so glad there was somebody there when she really needed it.
That's gonna go on my refrigerator.
Welcome back to AutoZone Park. Tim Van Horn into Crayon and Memphis 901 FC. A second-minute goal by Jeremy Kelly. The difference, they lead Rio Grande Valley 1-0. And from the get-go, and the match had a lot of energy. And Memphis, who's trying to catch up with Louisville, came out on the front foot.
Yeah, early free kick from Aaron Malloy and a great finish there from Kelly as well. So it's a great start. You couldn't ask for anything better from the squad tonight.
And then here's Leston Paul with a deep run and the foul early on. But this is the first of many. It was a very physical match. Laurent Kissiadou taken down there. And then Segrist with an opportunity toward the back post. Fernando comes crashing in. Can't finish that off. Memphis with a couple of chances, but then RGV as well having some chances. You see the pressure they put on Memphis.
Yeah, RGV, anytime Emilio Icaza got forward, got beyond the back four, it caused massive trouble for Memphis.
And then this was a pivotal moment in the first half. Daniel Luis carted off a knee injury. It looked like maybe foot stuck in the turf. And then a couple of chances for Rio Grande Valley. Terrific work by Aquay. Memphis standing up to the challenge, but still they had their shots, and Memphis dodging a couple of bullets there in the dying moments of the first half. All right, we're joined now by the head coach of Memphis 901 FC. Ben Pierman is standing by. And, Coach, team came out right from the get-go, a training ground type of goal, good, calm finish by Jeremy Kelly. After that, though, Rio Grande Valley has shown why they are knocking at the playoff door. Your thoughts on the first half?
Yeah, I mean, like you mentioned, in the first couple minutes, got the goal, good by Phil to draw the foul, great free kick, good finish by Jeremy. And then I thought we kept going. Phil misses a nice, good chance. We had crosses, and I thought we got a little bit maybe just too selfish in the attacking half, and then it turned into a tennis match, back and forth, back and forth. And we know that's what RGV are good at. They've got good individual footballers up top. They got strong athletes at the back. We want to get it into more of a game where we can move them side to side and try to pull them apart and then break the lines there. But we got to be a bit more disciplined. We got to fight. We know that in the second half there's going to be a ton of action on second balls, so we got to make sure we're battling without fouling.
All right, good luck in the second half. Coach Ben Pierman from Memphis 901 FC, thank you so much. All right, you heard it there. I mean, he knows it's coming. They got to be ready.
Yeah, I mean, and he knows it's coming, but, he's obviously asking his lads to stay disciplined, win 50-50s, and pick up second ball. It's going to be crucial this second half.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's Aaron Malloy. He is the catalyst from the first goal. There's a look at the Weimer family there enjoying it's a cool night, but it's never a bad night to have ice cream, right?
Never a bad night for ice cream, Tim, yeah.
Ice cream is amongst those special foods. Ice cream, hot dogs, and sandwiches. You can never be angry eating those foods.
No time of the year.
Yeah. All right, there's a look at Philip Goodrum, Laurent Kissiadou, and Aaron Malloy as the team huddles up. And Rio Grande Valley, they're out there. They're ready. They're ready to get going. And as they should be. I think they feel that they've got plenty of confidence heading into the second half.
Yeah, Rio Grande Valley be looking to come out from the start here and kind of finish off where they finished off in the first half, with really getting after Memphis and picking up a lot of second balls in the final third. And like Ben said, these individual players, number 16, Gaviera, and then obviously Emilio Icaza, they're critical to it tonight.
Yeah, and let's not forget Isidro Martinez. He's been a pebble in the shoe from Memphis the last 10 to 15 minutes of the first half. A couple of terrific chances and created his own chances out of that as well.
Yeah, he's been superb running off Frank David Gaviria tonight, and yeah, he's had a lot of chances on goal. So really going to have to look after him as well.
So Memphis will kick it off in the second half, and we'll keep a close eye on that Detroit-Louisville City match as well. We are underway in Memphis. They'll go left to right, and Memphis will play it deep, looking for Philip Goodrum. Falls to Jeremy Kelly. Kissiadou has a little bit of room. He'll go to the far side if Fernando stays on side. It looked like flag will stay down. He is on side. And now Buckmaster go to Aaron Malloy. Fernando has space down the sideline if he wants it. Instead, he cuts inside. The touch of too heavy for Buckmaster. And Icaza returns the favor, and that'll be out quickly for a Memphis throw-in to start the second half. So a lot of energy here by both clubs, but Memphis on the early front foot. And wow, they would love to get a second goal here at home and just make it even more difficult. And they're gonna, at this point, and as I look at the bench, and you brought this up before the match, the firepower that's remaining, because they've got 4 or 5 guys that, they've had 3, 4, 5, 6 goals on the season that Cabrera can call in.
Yeah, and it looks like they're up, warming up over there as we speak, Tim. So we can expect them very soon into this match, I'm sure of.
There's a foul on Leston Paul, and Ollie Wright faking like he was going to take the free kick, but with a guy down, I don't think the referee was ever going to let that happen anyway. Martinez down again, and we saw that in the latter part of the first half. The RGV players had 3 guys go down. One, in fact, it was Martinez that landed on his shoulder near the end of the first half. Here's Ollie Wright battling with Malloy. Malloy gets the better of that. Then he comes and chases it down. That's good work by Ollie Wright, though, because once he lost the ball, that's what you want. That's what a professional does, is if they lose possession, they immediately react and try to find a way to get it back for their club. That's good work by the RGV Toro. Here comes Philip Goodrum giving chase now, but I think that ball was hit heavily enough that Derek is able to clear it, and then he slides, and now he goes down. Did Goodrum make contact with the keeper? Either way, he's going in the books. It's a yellow card for Philip Goodrum.
We'll have to see that again.
That's going to be yellow card number 9 of the year for Goodrum. And did he, I wouldn't call it hydroplaning, but that's the temporary grass that's down, and seemed like he picked up a little bit of steam, but did he actually get the keeper?
Yeah, that's what I said there. We'll have to look at that one again on Philip Goodrum.
He doesn't look like a guy that's too bothered by it. Let's take a look at this. Okay, here's Derek. Here comes Goodrum. He slides, and you be the judge.
That's harsh. It's really harsh. I think keeper makes a bit of maybe a bit of a meal of it. I didn't see much contact, but you know,
is he saying his right foot? Because it looked like on the slide, if Goodrum had caught anything, it would have been the left foot, the trailing leg that perhaps he clipped. Maybe.
There's been a few of these tonight. We haven't been sure of what the contact's been. A lot of them have been around Philip Goodrum.
Let's take another look. Here's from the near side camera. Oh, you know what? You know where the contact was? Goodrum put his arm up to protect himself, and the keeper, his follow-through, kicked Goodrum in the elbow.
Yes, there's actually no contact within the tackle. It's the follow-through from the kick.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Philip Goodrum goes in the books here in the 47th minute.
Yeah, I'm sure Ben Pirma won't be happy with that one.
And now I'm not sure what the trainer is doing. A bandage? And the Bluff City Mafia is not buying it.
They had the best view of us all right there.
Yeah. The old elbow to the foot. I didn't have that on my bingo card for a yellow card tonight, Enda.
Yeah, neither did I.
And we'll have a restart here, and back we go again. Ride will settle this down, but only to Kisiedu. Here comes Luis Fernando. He's got speed to burn, but he has no room. He runs out of room, and now here come the Toros back the other way. Ball clipped in. That's a good ball to Martinez. He stays on side. It looked like Loeb was last man back. Now Martinez, and the ball is deflected out for a corner kick for Rio Grande Valley. Good work by Patrick Segrist to keep that away from Trey Muse's net. Martinez setting up for this to be an outswinger toward the spot. Headed on, cleared only just so though, and a header, but only to the safe hands of Trey Muse. That was eye high, pretty easy save, and I think anywhere to the left or to the right that might have given trouble in traffic. Here comes Trey Muse with the quick counter over the top to Goodrum. Let's see how he handles this down the side. He's got Kelly streaking in the middle. He finds him, top of the box, settled down. First touch, second touch, lays it off for Kisiedu, but nowhere to be found as he only finds a Rio Grande Valley defender, and that is cleared quickly out for a throw. And in fact, I believe that was Ikaza that was able to sweep that aside. Now Leston Paul is clipped behind the challenge. No call there. And Buckmaster plays it all the way back to Muse. Now Malloy hassled, and now we've got a foul against Rio Grande Valley, against Martinez. And quickly, Graham Smith plays it over the top, again looking for Goodrum. That's good physical play, shielding the ball. Or that's Jeremy Kelly, rather. Finds it to Kisiedu, but then knotted by Aaron Malloy. Kelly's been scoring so many goals lately, it's easy to confuse him with Goodrum. Or at least that's what I tell myself.
So ball down the far sideline to Kisiedu. You'd love to see him, if you're a Memphis fan, get involved in the scoring. He did have the deflection that Kelly buried early in the 2nd minute. And now Memphis with a bit of possession here, which is not a bad thing with a 1-0 lead. Let that clock run. Dummy to the outside, but the ball goes to the inside. And miraculously, it looks like the foot of Tyler Derrick is just fine as he sprints to the middle of the box and then throws a long ball to the center circle, headed by Malloy, but only as far as the Toros, as that is stripped off of Rio Grande Valley, and it will come back the other way. As Robert Coronado making some marauding runs down the left side for Rio Grande Valley tonight. He's put in some mileage for sure. Leston Paul playing it over the top to Fernando, chested down very well. He's got room on the inside. He's also got a streaking Goodrum who gets a piece of it. And that one's just over the top for a goal kick.
It's a fantastic run and ball from Luis Fernando.
Beautifully weighted, and Memphis another good chance there. Maybe just a little too close to the goal to be able to head that on the uptick. But again, something out of nothing. Here's a look at that ball in by Fernando. Good pace on it, and the foot by Goodrum just couldn't get on the top of it. I think maybe if he strikes the upper half, maybe there's a chance. But Tyler Derrick also did a good job of playing big in front of him. It's interesting. Derrick did not take this goal kick. It was actually one of his defenders.
Maybe his foot.
Could be. It's chronic.
Maybe from that challenge, yeah.
Here's Akwe. Looking to go over the top. Little heavy, though, on the through ball, and Trey Muse scoops it up easily. Stays away from his center backs. He'll play that to Patrick Segrist. Jeremy Kelly cuts inside, and then Goodrum, nice takeaway. Here comes Kisiedu. He's got numbers. He dribbles to his left. Stays on his feet. There's a shot and a beauty! We said, hey, Laurent, can you get on the score sheet? He says, sure thing. Just give me a minute.
Fantastic.
Laurent Kisiedu with the Chick-fil-A Mid-South goal. And you got to strike this up, I think, as a team goal, although the effort was there on the takeaway and the run. The dribble was a beauty by Kisiedu, but look at the run by Goodrum, taking a defender with him. Fernando on the back post.
Yeah, it's a fantastic run. Goodrum takes players away and then just give it to Laurent, step over, push it. And what a fantastic finish off his left foot.
And he stayed on his feet. If he would have tried to draw the foul, it would not have come to fruition. And then look at this ripple with that. I tell you, if the net wasn't there, it probably would have hit the Steamboat Park down on the Mississippi River. A beauty and maybe a sigh of relief for the moment for Memphis 901 FC fans as they take the lead in the 55th minute, 2-0. A beautiful goal by Laurent Kisiedu, his 7th on the season, to go with 4 assists. And just a moment ago, we were talking about how he was integral in that first goal by that deflection. This time, a little more emphatic.
Yeah, moment of magic, really, from him. Brilliant step over him. What a fantastic strike off I would say, the weaker left foot. But, I mean, what a brilliant goal. What an absolute cracker. And brilliant second goal for Memphis.
So Memphis now up 2-0. Still plenty of time, though, in this match as they'll play wide now to Robert Coronado. Back to Ollie Wright. To Nadarsa. Aaron Malloy, Johnny on the spot and working quickly to get it to Leston Paul. A through ball to Goodrum. He's got some space, but Nadarsa gets positioning. And then Goodrum with a bump in the back.
Yeah, he's got to be careful, hasn't he?
Yeah, with this stretch run, you don't want to pick up a second yellow. Memphis has a game at the weekend. And now we see, and you called it, they had a slew of substitutions that could be at the ready. And now we'll see 3 at a time here for Rio Grande Valley. And it looks like we'll see Jonathan Ricketts will come into the match for Milesevic. We'll also now get a look at Ricky Ruiz. Angel Luna comes in as well. And that's what you call a wholesale substitution right there.
Yeah,
and,
these boys are, maybe it's a bit earlier than he wanted, but 2-0 down, he's probably just going to go for it at this point.
Yeah, it's if you've got the kitchen sink, it's time to throw it in there right now if you're them, because they are on the outside looking in, and they need wins. The bad news is they're on the outside, but a strong finish to their season could see them finish as high as 6th, maybe theoretically even 5th in the Western Conference. So much to play for, even 2-0 down to get. If they get any kind of result tonight, this would benefit them greatly.
These subs are going to have to make a big impact.
20 for 24, 27 for 17 for 16.
I heard the public address announcer just announced the substitutions by numbers. I thought it was the Powerball for the night. I think that comes up in another hour or so.
He might win.
24, 27, 16. Free kick here from Memphis. But that's 4 substitutions now for Rio Grande Valley. Big header cleared away by Jonathan Ricketts. He's a Tennessee lad from Chattanooga. Kisiedu, Leston Paul now. Trying to give some chase. Now Lowe goes in for the sliding challenge, and he may or may not go in the book here. It looks like, yeah, looks like we'll have another Memphis player that will get a yellow card for the foul on Martinez.
Our 2 center halves now are in the book, and our center forward. So as this game goes on, I'm sure Ben Pierman will be thinking about these and not having anyone pick up a second.
And now Memphis 901 FC has to be very smart with their defending, as this is a very dangerous spot for Rio Grande Valley. This is going to be outside the box, well to the left of Trey Muse's goal, but really it's only about 20 to 22 yards off of the end line. It could have, you've got a lefty and a righty, so you could in-swing or out-swing this, depending on how close you want to get this to the 6-yard box or to the 12-yard spot.
Yeah, it's Martinez and I think Ricky Ruiz on it. Ricky Ruiz, left footer.
Memphis with about a 15-yard offside line. And it's going to be a swinger to around 10 yards outside the goal, and that's going to be Aaron Malloy with the header, and then Luis Fernando settles it down, but right there on the spot is going to be Jonathan Ricketts, and there'll be a foul against the Toros. I think Memphis will take a sigh of relief, a deep breath, and reset their formation here. Just buy a little time from that moment of pressure from Rio Grande Valley. Memphis 901 FC trailing Louisville City by 5 points. They have a match in hand. They're going to need some help from Louisville if they're able to achieve the top seed in the East, which would get them a first-round bye. And now they're calling a hand to the face by Leston Paul. A quick restart. Leston Paul's not happy about the foul, and Rio Grande Valley's not happy that they couldn't restart. And now we have our first substitution of the night. It's going to, for Memphis 901 FC. Luis Fernando is going to call it a night. And that's going to make way for Derek Dodson for Memphis. And Enda, we've seen, at the beginning of the season, we saw Derek Dodson thinking, okay, maybe with the loss of Kyle Murphy, you have him and Goodrum maybe co-sharing that goal-scoring thread. The numbers for the goals haven't really come for Derek Dodson. 3 goals, but what has come has been a willingness to play wherever and defend however is needed for this club, and he has really been a great wild card for Memphis 901 FC.
Yeah, if you're going to push to win championships, you need players like that, just willing to do it for the team. And Derek Dodson is really, and he'll put in a shift tonight, no matter where he plays.
Speaking of Dodson and Kisiedu, along with Jeremy Kelly, putting pressure on the back line of Rio Grande Valley. Nicely done, though, to get out of trouble by Jonathan Ricketts. He'll go inside the center circle and then lay it off for Nadarsa. So 4 substitutions already used by Rio Grande Valley in this match. 1 through injury and then 3 for tactical purposes. Here's a nice ball that squirts through for Torres. That's deflected, and that'll be out for a corner kick for Rio Grande Valley. But Juan Pablo Torres, the 23-year-old out of Atlanta, with a nice run there. They need to get something, and something soon, to put some more pressure on Memphis. So here's Martinez. Swirls this one inside the 6, headed away by Graham Smith, but that's brought down nicely by Adolfo Hernandez. And now Coronado looks to center that one into the box. Leston Paul takes that into the chest. He just turns like, yeah, another bag of ice tonight. Pinzone now into the box. Leston Paul tries to head it away, or rather Dodson. And it looks like we're going to have an offside call. And Trey Muse will restart this from Memphis 901 FC. Of course, Memphis going with the Puma kits this year. For those tuning in late, you know, before they were Nike, and now they've gone with Puma. And these are some the different shades of blue. It's a really good-looking kit, and they've been flying off the shelves. Sadly, at the beginning of the season, I was told, you know, on the model that showed it, like the mannequin, abs not included with the kit. So they said, no, a gym membership would help me a little bit better. So I got the kit and then the gym membership. 64th minute here at AutoZone Park. And if you can't watch the match, turn on SiriusXM FC 157. It's North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SXM app. There's another lad on there named Tommy Smith that I'm kind of fond of in the mornings. He hangs out with Rodney Marsh and Tom Reddy.
I know Tommy. Great fella.
Leston Paul takes a knock. He finally gets up. Memphis trying to counterattack. Buckmaster slips down. Rio Grande Valley doesn't have the numbers, but they persist anyway. Here's a ball to the outside for Pinzone, and now the flag goes up for offside.
You can see the impact already Ruiz and Pinzone that have brought into this match.
Here's another look. Jeremy Kelly stripping him with the outside of the right foot. No foul there, just picked him clean. And then there's the elbow to the shoulder by Martinez, but Kelly takes a licking and he keeps on ticking.
He's been in the wars tonight, Martinez, isn't he?
Yeah. There's a man that's had a shot or two to the chest and to the legs, Leston Paul. It's been a physical match. It hasn't been a dirty match per se, but definitely we've definitely seen our share of fouls and our share of yellow cards. There's a ball that easily trickles back to the keeper, Tyler Derrick. Fouls 16-15. Memphis with one more, and then the match in Louisville. Not good news for Memphis 901 FC fans. That's a final. Louisville City comes from behind to win that one 2-1. So Memphis, it's a necessity. They must win this tonight to keep pressure on Louisville City. So far, so good for the boys in blue. It's 2-0. So look for Dodson. That's going to be headed out and away by Nadarsa for a Memphis throw. Buckmaster will take this for Memphis. .50-50 ball up, Goodrum. Still cleared off the line. Nicely done to stay in play for Rio Grande Valley. Jeremy Kelly looking to settle down. Instead, it goes to Kisiedu. He's stripped of the ball, though, and then Segrist stands up Martinez. Logue deflects that off of one of the Toros, and that is going to be out for a Memphis 901 FC throw-in. So Rio Grande Valley needs a win to be able to leapfrog and get into the playoff top 7. 3 points will do. 1 would be okay for them tonight. It's not the end of the world, but they're going to have to win. Now there's a high kick by Akwe. Segrist goes to the assistant referee, says that's the 4th time he's fouled. He's asking for persistent infringement.
You might have an argument as well, Tim.
32 fouls on the match tonight. 67 minutes, so we're getting one just a little bit more than every other minute. Now here's the situation. Quick free kick taken. Jeremy Kelly down the wing, and he's going to be flagged for offside. That's a good disciplined line held by Rio Grande Valley. And now we've got a yellow card to Jeremy Kelly. That's going to be for dissent.
Yeah, he just kicked the ball away.
So he will be the 4th player for Memphis 901 FC in the books tonight. Dotson gives chase. Buckmaster, good positioning, but not enough to salvage the ball. It's going to be a Toros throw in, or will it? It's going to be a Memphis throw.
Ben Pierman not happy with that call. Oh, well, we've got the ball actually.
I think he was unhappy with the physicality. I think he's wanting more yellow. Philip Goodrum dispossessed. Kelly giving chase. Now Logue winning the header, headed down by Kisiedu. Dotson and Buckmaster try to pair up, but that's a little too heavy on the touch. Be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw in. Ben Pierman got the, and this is the time of the year where the coaches do go to the long sleeves. He did his best to go short sleeves as long as he could, but this is the, of course, in the South, I don't know how they do it. I know that you're a college head coach as well. I don't know on campus if they do the sweatshirt and the shorts. I don't know if you find that a little contradictory, or being an Irishman, if that works out okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, being Irish, I wanted to get it to cold weather as quick as I can, so.
There's a look at Ben Pierman. Here's Philip Goodrum. He's got some help with Dotson. He lays it off for Dotson, near side. Centering ball, top of the box, looking for Kelly. Can't quite find him. He gets handcuffed. Philip Goodrum out to Buckmaster. Buckmaster's good at swinging the ball into the box, but he was cut off at the pass, and now they switch it all the way around to Patrick Segrist, who penetrates to the left and then immediately stripped. Nicely done by Jonathan Ricketts, who's then immediately fouled by Segrist. And Memphis, Kelly's got to be careful there, stepping in front of the free kick there. He's already sitting on a yellow card. And while Memphis has a 2-0 lead and maybe could absorb pressure for 20 minutes, they got to think ahead. They've got matches that they're going to need to win if they're aiming to get that first seed in the East. And of course, they would need some help from Louisville. Near side for Coronado. That's deflected off the head of Buckmaster. Buckmaster shielding, and then off of Coronado. That's just a heads-up play by Reese Buckmaster, and out for a throw deep in Memphis territory. And it looks like we will have our final substitution of the night. Here comes more firepower, and of course, Isidro Martinez coming off. I thought he had a good night. He's very physical, had a couple of opportunities, made himself available, got some chances tonight, couldn't convert. But here's a guy coming in off the bench. As you mentioned before the game, they've got other guys. If one can't get it done, there are others that can. Yeah, this is Jonas Fellberg from Norway. 6 goals, 1 assist on the season. Very dynamic, running at the back 4 as well. We expect him to make an impact from his stats and play so far this season. Rio Grande Valley with some space on the far side, but they'll switch it back. Looks like a last touch by a 901 FC player, so a quick throw in. Time now of the essence in the 72nd minute for Rio Grande Valley. A little bit of space now on the far side. Leston Paul forcing a drop pass to Akwi. Played on the deck. Here's a shot and a deflection and a goal for Rio Grande Valley. And just like that, it's game back on. That took a touch or two on the way in, and
deflection.
I'm not so sure that Trey Muse had a shot at that on the redirect. And that very well could have been Christian Pinzon.
Here we see the subs making an impact right away. Felberg involved.
Yeah, we'll have to have another look at that, but that was well done down the wing. Here is the run through. There's a deflection. I don't think it was. It might have been off of Pinzon. It was tough to see who got the exact last touch. There's Torres. I think it's going to be Torres.
Yeah.
Torres is going to get credit for the goal for Rio Grande Valley, and I don't think they care who gets the credit, but it was Torres. But the bottom line is, it is his second goal of the season, and now they've cut the lead in half, 2-1. So now they're starting to see. Maybe a little daylight, a little bit of hope on the road. A road point, I think, coming in anyway would have been massive for them, and now it's back within arm's reach.
Yeah, 2-1 final 18 minutes or whatever we have here. It's going to be a tight finish here, and like we talked about, Tim, the substitutions have made an impact. I think Felberg was on the pitch 2 minutes and had a touch in the goal. So.
Let's see how the response is for Memphis 901 FC. Here's a free kick on the far left side of Tyler Derrick's goal. Here comes the in-swinger from Malloy. Far post headed down by Logue, and there's a shot by Kisiedu. He hits that one fat, and that one is up and into the Bluff City Mafia for a goal kick. And now we got a stoppage in play. Is the post off of the goal line? It looks like the referee thought so. A little bit of groundskeeping work there. Nicely headed by Niall Logue. Goodrum coming in behind Akwe. Now Kelly giving chase, and the ball's deflected out of bounds. Good heads-up play by Kelly. Oh, there's a 1-2 headed on. Looks like that's going to be Felberg. Now that's through to Pinzon. He has a shot. Does that roll in? No, it is just wide.
I think we have an offside as well, do we? Yeah, we do.
And it looks like that wouldn't have counted anyway. That was a close one. I think they're starting to feel it now. They're finding some seams. And here's another look at that. And the through ball was just, by the time, that was about a step and a half off.
Yeah. There's the two subs again, Pinzon, Felberg. They're feeling it now. And Memphis 9 are really going to have to switch on with these guys on the pitch.
Now the question is for Ben Pierman, here late in the match, and knowing that you've also got a match on Saturday, what options do you have, and what options would you execute here in the last 15 minutes or so of the match off of the bench? We've seen Dodson, who's there now. He's going to be called for the foul over the back there, but I think just some aggressive play in the attacking third for Memphis. Who do you have left off the bench? How do you bring in to solidify, if anybody, at this point?
Yeah, I expect Memphis and Ben here to try to, hopefully the team get the ball down and retain possession a bit and settle the game. The game's kind of a bit stretched right now, but you've got Chris Allen there that can get on the ball and really hurt the other team, and also just retain possession and make RGV move side to side like he talked about in the halftime show.
77th minute, and the goal by Torres has halved the lead 2-1. Memphis 901 FC trying to scrap, trying to stay close enough to Louisville City to maybe pip them at the end for the 1 seed, but you have Rio Grande Valley, they're in the window looking in. They want a seat at the playoff table, and they're going to need points. And I think they'd be more than thrilled. I think Wilmer Cabrera would be more than happy to take a point out of here tonight against 901 FC and take his chances in the next 2 matches. There's going to be a foul against Aaron Malloy. The Toros will quickly regroup. Also, if you're Ben Pierman, do you also have to take into account who's been yellow carded?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to take into account with Philip Goodrum and the center backs as well on yellow. So, you know, potentially we could see a Knight Pickering maybe as a number 9 and try to work and get in behind. We do have a lot of subs warming up, so it'll just be the tactical changes and how long they can go here. Maybe they get into the 80th minute or something. So it's going to be interesting the last 13 minutes.
Offside was the call, and now the referee will come talk to Trey Muse to hurry up. And at that point, do you just, I guess you just kick it or say yes, or you don't say, oh, you guys were ready?
Gamesmanship.
Be a little coy.
He's been around.
Sends that one down into a crowd. Nobody could find it, and then finally down at the feet of Coronado. And here comes Rio Grande Valley, but only just for a moment, to Kisiedu, who has really the difference in the match right now. There goes Leston Paul in, and now they're going to call him for a harsh challenge. Is he going to go in the book? He will. Leston Paul now goes in. That'll be his 9th yellow card on the season, and the foul against Coronado. And Leston Paul is giving Torres a history of what has happened to him tonight.
Yeah, he's not happy about it, is he?
It's just a tough guy right there. Of course, he came back from Trinidad and Tobago from international duty and jumped right into it this past weekend. Yeah, he's a player's player. 79th minute, now flipping into the 80th minute. Rio Grande Valley, they're feeling the momentum here. Memphis 901 FC clinging to a 2-1 lead. An insurance goal would be nice for them. Possession now 53-47 in favor of the Toros. And there's Jonathan Ricketts for Aquay. Had a look at Ricky Ruiz. Skips it past Coronado. And now inside for Feldberg, and there's a shot and another goal by Rio Grande Valley. And just like that, the wave of substitutions has paid off for the Toros.
Yeah, Jonas Feldberg, a really, really dangerous player running at the back line. And again, we talked about the impact these subs could have made and now have made, Tim.
A beautiful goal by Rio Grande Valley. They have been grinding it out. They stayed within a goal at halftime, and then Memphis picking up that 2-goal lead. And now, with 10 minutes plus Miller Lite stoppage time, they're going to be fighting to hold on to a point. This ball coming in off of the left wing. And then it looked like it crossed up Trey Muse when all was said and done. We didn't get to see the shot itself.
It looks like it could be a deflection off it, yeah.
Yeah, so Feldberg will likely get credit for that goal.
It's unlucky on the keeper, isn't it?
Yeah, anytime you see that body language, you know that's like, uh-oh, I'm kind of caught in between, and you have to commit to the direction he was already going. Here's Feldberg again. Now Rio Grande Valley finding some space. Torres to Ricky Ruiz. He cuts it back inside, and thankfully for Memphis, Leston Paul is there. And it is a Rio Grande Valley throw-in. Goals in the 73rd minute by Torres. And in the 80th minute, they're going to call that an own goal off of Graham Smith. And we're now knotted up at 2 apiece, and now a free kick in a dangerous spot. We're gonna have another look at that second goal off the deflection. I mean, just bad luck. In fact, it's off. There it is. because it's off the head of Graham Smith. I think at first, Trey Muse thought it was going far post, but that slight deflection takes it closer to the center of the goal. And they're going to give him credit to Graham Smith as an own goal, but I think you could have easily given it to Feldberg as well because it was on target anyway.
Yeah, and just his willingness to take the shot and get at players. I mean, you can see his impact tonight here already.
And speaking of which, here's Feldberg. He's going to launch this far post looking for a fellow Toro player, and then that ball is blasted right into the head of Patrick Segrist. He's down. Play on, says the referee. And now the ball across, headed, and then saved right into the breadbasket of Trey Muse. Player still down.
Yeah, the head injury as well.
That's not excusable. And it's hard to tell if it's a head or a chest, but he doesn't dare get up. And obviously not gamesmanship because the blast happened right in front of the referee's face. Now Logue is furious.
Yeah, they're furious with the ref that he didn't stop it and let it play on.
Here's another look. We're going to go back to that in just a minute here. But Patrick Segrist takes the volley to the face. Still down. Play goes on. And I'm not sure what would have happened if Memphis would have conceded a third goal there if he wouldn't have had Ben Pierman.
Yeah, he would have been
in a world record sprint across the pitch to the referee.
He would have been very unhappy there.
Trey Muse not happy as well. Here's another look at it. Here's the volley.
Looks like the ribs more than the face.
I think it knocked the wind out of him. But in real time, it looked like that could have been the chest. It could have been the face. So here we are, 85th minute. Memphis 901 FC with the restart. We're all even at 2. And now we have another player down. And this time it is going to be Robert Coronado.
Malloy caught him late, it looked like.
No rush here for Rio Grande Valley. I think right now they feel like they're in the catbird seat if they can escape with a point. And now if you're Rio Grande Valley, you're on the road. Do you settle for the draw, or do you play with house money and you go for it here?
It looks like they're going for it.
Here's Feldberg. He'll drive it across, look for help on the inside. That is cleared out by Graham Smith. Goodrum playing at the tip. The only man there, Ben Pierman, catching it. It'll be a Memphis throw. Memphis having to bring numbers up. They were piling numbers back to absorb the pressure. Throw into Goodrum. Goodrum, no foul called there. Now Logue back to Leston Paul, and I think the fans now getting a little restless. They want to see Memphis push forward and try to reclaim the 3 points on this match. Now Aaron Malloy, only option is backwards. And Graham Smith wisely turns that to the outside instead of putting Trey Muse in jeopardy. And now at this point, it's Goodrum without much help as 901 FC playing a little bit deeper off of the ball.
Yeah, and we're not able to get Segrist and Buckmaster forward now with the attacking players that they've brought out in the wide areas, RGV, that have made an impact. So still could be an interesting finish here.
3.5 minutes plus Miller Lite stoppage time. You'd think there's got to be a Rio Grande Valley feeling new life now. And you have to wonder too, and if they had come out playing the way that they played in the second half, how would this scoreline be if they were playing this way for the entire 90?
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, they're a different team this half, and obviously the subs have helped them. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it will be could have been a totally different match.
Still something maybe left to say. No foul on Kisiedu. Leston Paul now finds Laurent. Tries to find Jeremy Kelly. Tries to knock it down, but Akwe is there. But only as far as Coronado. Now over the top. Here's a chance, a shot. Beautiful save, Muse. Another one deflected and then cleared aside.
Wow. Huge save.
By Leston Paul. Pinzone was the Johnny on the spot there and had a chance for Rio Grande Valley.
Huge save by Trey Muse.
Feldberg goes in hard, then Buckmaster. Physical play on, says the referee. Feldberg keeps the ball in. He'll cut to the inside. He races against Buckmaster. Both go down this time. Buckmaster does get the foul called. And this is not in a very good spot if you're Memphis 901 FC. This is about 25 yards out from goal. We've got a player down. That's going to be Ruiz. But he's back up.
Memphis just can't seem to get the ball down and move.
There's the shot down low. Great hand along the floor. Sometimes you see bad form in goalkeepers where the hand slowly merges down. His hand was the first thing to hit the ground. I think if that wasn't the case, that's goal number 3. That's a great job by Trey Muse. So that's going to be the final action for Laurent Kisiedu. And now Zach Carroll will come in for the final few minutes to try to button up the defense, to add some height, to add some bulk into the mix. And they're going to need it right away, Enda, because you have a free kick here with Ruiz and Feldberg about 25 yards off the end line into Trey Muse's right.
Yeah, it's a dangerous spot.
You know, is it close enough to have a go at this? But if either way, you've got really a line along the back post of Rio Grande Valley players ready to attack. Headed ball straight down in the box. Could have been anybody. Segrist with a strong left foot out to Akwe. Memphis will try quickly to clear the line and reset. Ball back in by Akwe and Trey Muse with the sure and steady hands here in the 90th minute. Memphis will try to build from the back with Graham Smith. Long ball looking for Goodrum. Falls down, no foul called. Memphis maintains possession with Jeremy Kelly. They'll work it back and try to decompress this line. A back 5 right now for Rio Grande Valley. They'll try to decompress it and try to find some lanes. They'll go over the top again looking for Goodrum. They think they only have to be right one time with Philip Goodrum. They haven't been able to unlock that one just yet. We're now into Miller Lite stoppage time. The fourth official says a minimum of 5 minutes of Miller Lite stoppage time. I don't know how you spell that, but I feel you when you go, that's a lot of stoppage time. There's a lot that could happen with these two. Malloy tries to break free. The shirt tug, how is that not a card?
Yeah.
And then an attempted restart, that is stopped.
He's got the card out though.
And now Feldberg gets a card for his trouble.
Yeah, 5 minutes was a bit more than I was thinking, but...
Not only did he have the shirt tug, I think he took it off exchange jerseys, figured it wasn't the right size, and put it right back on him. Yeah. There's a look at head coach Ben Pierman. Does he have one more bit of magic up his sleeve here in the final 5 minutes? Here's Zach Carroll going long for Segrist. That's well defended. And that'll be out for a Rio Grande Valley throw. Jonathan Ricketts there. Good job shielding Segrist off of the ball. Here's Ikaza. Ikaza goes wide down the right side. That's going to be overcooked and out for a Memphis throw. They'll get it to Zach Carroll under pressure quickly. He's got to go. And now Logue double teamed, deflected and out. Memphis lucky there not to get pinned into their own corner.
Yeah, Memphis have to be smart now in the last couple of minutes.
And now Logue clearing out to midfield. Up for Leston Paul, strong header onto Jeremy Kelly. Maintains possession through double teaming. And then the last touch a bit heavy, and that will go back to Rio Grande Valley.
feel like if we can get the ball forward into the box, get it in the wide areas, we could get one last shot here.
You know, the last shot Memphis really had was the goal by Kisiedu. It's been a minute or two.
Yeah, it's been a while.
3rd minute of stoppage time, a minimum of 5 of Miller Lite stoppage time. And you know what we haven't had yet is a Celtic crossing corner kick. Memphis has had 0 corner kicks tonight.
Yeah, their fullbacks have been kind of pinned in tonight with these guys.
Oh, there's a nice wide ball to Coronado. Coronado looking to center. Buckmaster there, able to clear only as far as midfield though. But good work by Goodrum to get it to Leston Paul. He's got a couple of options. He's got Goodrum on a run. He's through. Here comes Derek. And it looks like his feet are doing really well now after that early second half injury. He distributes quickly, and here come Rio Grande Valley in final 2 minutes here in Miller Lite stoppage time.
Yeah, no corner is amazing stat, isn't it? Just to think. But just shows the Rio Grande Valley have really pinned in those fullbacks who usually get forward and win those corners for us as well.
Here's Akwe.
Kaza's a little busy, and he's still late in this game. He's still active.
Coronado, nice save to Feldberg, keeps it in bounds, and then the ball out for a Memphis throw. Final week of the regular season kicks off with 2 teams vying for playoff positioning. Tampa Bay Rowdies welcome El Paso Locomotive with playoff implications on the line for both sides. The Rowdies and the Locomotive Wednesday, October 12th at 7:30 Eastern Time on ESPN Deportes. Another minute of stoppage time expected out of this. Memphis, can they pull out one more miracle and reclaim what it once was a 2-goal lead? It's 2-2 now here in the 95th minute. Jeremy Kelly working hard to maintain possession. Has to take it all the way back to Trey Muse. Not many opportunities left here. We do have a foul called at midfield. Quickly played. Here comes Segrist down the far side. Now Memphis getting some men in the box. Jeremy Kelly with some breathing room. Chips it in, headed on by Goodrum, but only to the goalkeeper. And Rio Grande Valley is not going to fall on the ball. They're going to move. They're going to take their last shot at this. Here comes Coronado. He's looking for Feldberg. He finds him about 30 yards from goal. He makes the push. He goes to the wing to Ricky Ruiz. Into the box. Nicely done on the far side foot by Logue. Here's a long blast. Saved by Muse. And that came as a bolt out of the blue through traffic.
What a strike for him. Emilio Yakaza, that boy again we talked about before the game. Fantastic save as well by Trey Muse. Brilliant.
And that's the last play of the match.
Wow.
And it was a critical one as we finish things out at AutoZone Park tonight. Memphis 901 FC, midway through the second half, a 2-goal lead. And it evaporates after a wave of substitutions from Wilmer Cabrera. Your final in Memphis, a shocker, Memphis 901 FC 2, Rio Grande Valley 2. We'll be right back.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
And I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie's delicious.
Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex.
Termites. Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex.
Here to help.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next-day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Wrapping things up at AutoZone Park, Memphis 901 FC jumps out to a 2-0 lead, and midway through the second half, Wilmer Cabrera, the head coach for Rio Grande Valley, a wave of substitutions, and it ends up 2-2, a vital point for Rio Grande Valley. From Memphis now with the Louisville win. It looks like it's going to be a more likely a second-place finish, but still work to do for them.
Yeah, work to do for both these sides.
All right, let's look at the man of the match. There he is. It's Jeremy Kelly, the second-minute goal. The free kick was a doozy by Aaron Malloy. The deflection off of Kisiedu, but then just drives it through the Rio Grande Valley defense. And he is your man of the match because he is the spark that lit this explosive match tonight. Great job for Jeremy Kelly. The match, honors even across the board. Both teams escape with a point tonight. Here's a look at the final stats. And at the beginning of the match, Memphis 65-35 on possession. It ends up 55-45 for Rio Grande Valley. Those shots, though, they dried up for Memphis after that second Kisiedu goal. Yeah, just as Kisiedu scored, obviously they brought on 3 or 4 great subs that really stretched Memphis and forced Memphis to just sit back and defend. And I mean, the impact from them we knew would come. But yeah, I mean, listen, it was a fantastic match like we expected. And you know, obviously not to get the 3 points, be disappointed. But you know, it's a good side that came here tonight in RGV. It was a good side. And plenty of fouls tonight, 41. Plenty of yellow cards tonight as well. No Celtic crossing corners for Memphis 901 FC. Just 2 for Rio Grande Valley. But as it stands, Rio Grande Valley, I think, is going to feel better of the two teams leaving as they continue their chase for the playoffs. So your final score in Memphis ends up Memphis 901 FC 2, Rio Grande Valley 2. The season is not over. Still more great action to watch on ESPN Plus. For Inda Crayon, I'm Tim Van Horn. Have a great night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.